In this video, I want to showcase you the tools that I use as a freelancer to run my $120,000 per year business. And to be honest, I think there are some key things that I haven't seen any other freelancers do. So that might be very interesting for you. So first of all, I just took some screenshots of the tools that I use because there are a lot of sensitive information out there. So I just kind of blurred everything so that it's a bit easier for me to showcase you everything. So first of all, it's Gmail. And again, that's probably a no-brainer, but the way I made my emails sort of work is more like a CMS, sort of content management system. CRM, I'm talking about like content. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I set up my inbox the way where it's more like better ways for me to manage clients and everything like that instead of just having a normal inbox. As you probably can notice from this screenshot, it looks way different probably than your inbox or any other inbox that you've seen. So a couple of things that I want to sort of highlight here. So first of all, this is I think it's called like the inbox zero thing, where this YouTuber, I don't remember his name, but basically just if you type Gmail inbox zero, you'll definitely find a lot of sort of videos and sort of explanations how to set this up. But basically the way it works, emails come to this inbox, but then I always label them. So first of all, I have a few labels that are most important ones. So the action items, basically, do I need to take the action on this item or no? Then awaiting reply. These are basically all of the, sorry about this. These are basically all of the emails that I'm waiting the response. So I did, for example, something, I either did the task or I did the request or anything like that, and I basically sent them out, and now I'm waiting for people to get back. And then I have sort of read through where it's just some important emails that I want to sort of keep for now so that I can kind of reference them later. And then I always sort of have these green sort of labels where each client is labeled, so it makes more sense for me. And then I also have these for subscriptions for affiliates, communities, companies, Google, newsletter, whatever else do I have. And these are actually automatic. So the way I set them up is that whenever an email comes from Google or newsletter or a company, it doesn't actually go to this inbox. It automatically goes here so that I can check it out later and my phone doesn't get sort of way too many emails. We already get way too many notifications on our phone, and I want to minimize that. So only the important emails come through, and then some of them, for example, from Upwork are actually automatically assigned an Upwork label. So I basically automated as much as possible on my Gmail. So now it basically acts as a workspace for me where I come and I know the actions I need to do, the replies I'm waiting, the things, important stuff that I need to read through, and then all of my inbox that I need to sort of get through for that day. So honestly, for me, it made working so easy. I used to be, that guy where I have my inbox and everything is in one place. Nothing is labeled, emails get lost. It was so difficult. So once I set the system up, which is actually really very easy to do, to be honest. So once I set it up, it now feels way easier for me to open this every single day, and I know exactly what I need to do. So if you take anything from this video, is that if you're a freelancer and you work with emails, I suppose probably quite often, then this is a must for you, because this system just simplifies things and allows for a much easier process, for a much easier work of dealing with clients. And you will never forget to follow up or anything like that, because there are snooze functions on Gmail. For example, this email right here, this is snoozed until a few days later. So whatever that, if a person, for example, doesn't respond, because I'm waiting for a response from him, if it doesn't respond, it automatically jumps to my inbox, and then I can kind of sort of deal with that, send a follow-up and stuff like that. So Gmail is a very powerful tool if you use it right. But enough of Gmail, let's move on to the next second tool, which is Google Chrome bar. Again, I think it's probably most unique. It's not technically a tool per se, but again, I just love having folders. I have a clients folder, and then I have each client sort of dedicated folder here. And then for each client, I have either analytics or search console or some Google Sheets or some Google Docs or just slides, just main things linked. again, if you don't, since I work with websites so much, I mean, I would just lose anything, especially once I work with so many clients at the same time. It would be a nightmare to manage. So for me to just have one folder and then sort of just important links for my clients, and then have a dedicated what is it? Oh, a dedicated folders for each client. It just makes the whole process so much more simpler. So if you're not implementing this, I just highly suggest, again, just simplifies the whole workflow and makes everything a lot faster. And then I already showed you a bit, but Loom. This is a tool that I found about maybe a year and a half ago, and it kind of changed the way now I do work. Doing videos and recording these, recording these videos like that, where I can just showcase stuff, talk about this, it's been a game changer. I now do things like I do, for example, for clients, I explain different things that I need them to know. I do, for example, like overviews of the sort of my work that has been done. I do, this is for clients, this is a technical audit sort of explanation. Then I do sort of feedback sessions. Then I just record SEO audit, entire SEO audit presentations for like 28 minutes. I also do like short 3-minute videos where I just kind of answer quick questions. So this tool is now a must for me. And I said, to be honest, the feedback that I got is very positive from the client's side as well, because they can see me, they can hear me, they can understand everything way better. Because usually, if there is just one few words that I need to answer, of course I'm going to use email or just chat or whatever, and then reply that. But sometimes you require more explanation, or you want to showcase something, and if you try to type it down, it just takes so much time. You need to take screenshots, you need to show. It's very, very inefficient, and for clients, it's also not that particularly interesting to read huge blocks of text of whatever that you are explaining. So doing videos and just even like short 3-minute videos, or maybe longer, like 28-minute videos for presentations, it's much more pleasant for people to view videos. It's much easier and more comfortable for me to record these videos, because I can just showcase a lot more. And again, we are visual creatures. It's best if we can see actual stuff, see the screens, instead of just us not having it. So definitely recommend for every single freelancer, whatever that you do, just implementing Loom or any other tool that allows you to record and quickly share these links. That has been the game changer for me. Then I actually want to move to CleanShot X. So this is a screenshot taking tool. It also actually allows you to record videos and much more like that, but it's a very, very powerful screenshot tool where you can kind of actually, so as you can see, the blurring that I made on all of these screenshots right here are actually taken with this tool. And I've, now that I've used this for, I think, a year or something like that, it's been insane. This is probably one of the best screenshot capture tools that I've ever used, and it also has like text recognition, where I sometimes just want to copy some text from screenshot. Then it's way easier if I can sort of not select on, or if there is an image or something like that. Pinning is just okay. I'm not gonna pitch you this tool, but I really, now that I've sort of got this, I'm really enjoying sort of this particular. And also the good thing, it's a one-time payment of just $29. It's insane value. This is basically all you need. You pay $29 and you can use it for like years to come. I didn't really find, for example, a need to pay for this. The 1 GB cloud storage is way more than enough to share any screenshots that you want to sort of share. And even then, I usually just, attach screenshots to the messages that I get. So I don't really even use this one. This is just amazing. So highly recommend it. Then the next tool is hour tracking. So it's basically just tracking your hours, and it's usually for contracts that have hourly contracts, and then you want to track contracts. It's kind of a powerful tool, but I use it a bit differently. So the reason I use this is because because I started using this is I wanted to find out how much time I'm spending per client or per particular project, because I didn't really have any idea if whatever I'm charging makes sense, because I don't know how much time I'm spending. Maybe I'm spending, over like 100 hours per month for that project, and I'm only getting paid $500. So, I mean, it's obviously something is not right there. So I use the free version. I don't really pay because I don't really use that many features. But the main reason I actually started using it is so that I can see how much time I'm spending per each client, and if it makes sense for me, and sort of if I need to sort of change contracts. I mean, now it's less useful, but it was immensely useful when I started, because then I got a way better overview of like where my time is being spent. So it's just something to analyze and then, base your decisions. And I kind of actually enjoyed the reports, because they do provide sort of how much I spent per each client. So it's a very nice way to each year just break, like at the end of the year, just break down and see which months you spent more working, which months you spent less, which I also kind of track meetings. So that's also another thing. I actually want to see how many meetings each client, needs. And again, it allows me to understand my whole freelancing business and make decisions based on that. Then the next tool I use, this is a very specific tool for my specific services, because I provide SEO, search engine optimization. This is basically a marketing platform for that. So it's a very expensive tool. It costs, I think, about like over 100 euros or over $100 per month. But it's basically my one main tool that I use for the services that I provide. So keyword research, audits, optimization, just tracking websites, competitors, keywords. It's a very, very powerful tool. It's a very expensive tool, but it's also a very specific tool. So for me, this is kind of, as Photoshop is the one and only tool for graphic designers, then this is the one and only tool for me, for my specific services. Then I do use payments, and for payments I use actually Stripe. So although Stripe is a bit expensive maybe, but it's so easy to manage. So I do have a lot. So as you can see, I do have, like, most of my invoices are recurring commissions, like recurring, not commissions, but recurring like income. And so just having those subscriptions set up in Stripe where everything is automated, though basically the invoices are sent automatically, the payments, the emails, everything is just handled so flawlessly. And then the all of the income that sort of goes to Stripe is then eventually sort of automatically paid to my bank account. So the whole process, it simplifies the whole payment process. And then Stripe, it offers worldwide, whatever you want in the world, you can pay with Stripe, card, bank transfer, whatever else you use. So it just makes payments easy and simple. And I really enjoy using this tool. So just highly recommend, if you're a freelancer, this is probably, one of the best tools out there. However, I do also use Wise, but it's a bit so it's also like a payment. It's less of a payment system, because it's like a bank, more like so I do use this one because it does issue a card. It's just much easier for me to manage my business spendings, because it's all in one place, and then I understand how much I'm spending for various subscriptions and stuff like that, and I sort of get this Wise card where I can just enter it and spend it. So it's just a bit easier for me to manage, and then it has also like different currencies, so that's also sort of useful to do something. And it's also like getting paid although I'm getting less of the payments through here, it's still something sort of useful, a very useful account for me to have on my hands. And then so the next one is, this is probably no brainer, Google Workspaces. So, I already talked about Gmail, but then I use Drive. I use Google Meets for all of the meetings. Then, Google Calendar, again, all of the meetings, everything is in there. And then Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. This is what I use for my business. Any reports, anything that I do, it just makes, things simple, and I probably don't need to spend more time on this particular thing. But then we also have Apple Notes. So I don't want to overcomplicate things. There are a bunch of million different apps to use. I just found Apple Notes to be the easiest one. So I basically created a work folder, and then I have like client folders here, and then I just have notes here for whatever meetings or whatever reason that we have. it's simple. There is nothing complicated here. I have like some goals and some other sort of folders for my personal things, but mainly if I'm talking freelancing for work, this is right here. I just have, discovery calls that I'm doing. Just again, create a new note, create a title, discovery call, the name of the person, write down what they say. It's just there. So it makes the whole thing very, 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 very easy. And that's it. If you want to learn more about freelancing, I do have a newsletter link down below where I share everything that I learned in the past 10 years, all of the strategies that I use, how I get clients, mistakes that I made. And just if you want to just learn about freelancing, then this is the one and only resource that you should click on. But for now, somewhere here, I'm gonna insert the video. Actually, YouTube is gonna insert the video because it thinks you want to watch this next. So check that video next, and I'll see you in the next one.